things that was pretty consistent on any of the emergency preparedness lists that I actually looked at was to make sure that you have snacks as also a treat. So these kind of are dual purpose, right? These Kellogg's Berry Nut Bars, because they have the chocolate on the bottom. You get 20 30-gram bars for $16.49 right now at our Costco, and these have sweetened cranberries, blueberries, almonds, and peanuts. So these are good for snacks to keep on hand, right? Because they're going to have a longer shelf life, as well as for a treat as well. That's going to give you some protein and not just be a sugar rush. And then you would also look at stuff like you might have a little bag of Hershey Kisses. Like right now, you can get 1.58 kilos of these Hershey Kisses for $24. Any little treat that you see, if you've got kids, a big container of like M&Ms, so like the peanut ones that are 1.2 kilos for $15, or just the regular M&Ms that are 1.2 kilos for $15. So these would be something that you could kind of keep in your pantry, if they would last, or to put in your, you could actually portion them out into like little Ziploc bags and pop them in a big Rubbermaid container that you use for your emergency preparedness. Or you can get things like these little sticks that come in different little boxes, so you could put some away and then eat the rest. And you get 10 of the 47-gram boxes for $11. Also, the Uncle Toby's variety packs. So these are 12 tasty cheese dip with crackers or cheddar cheese dip and crackers. So these would kind of be a dual purpose as well. You get 36 of them for $14.50, and these would be like a protein snack, right, with the I suppose calcium, and then you have your cracker as well. Beef jerky is something that's good to keep in your emergency preparedness box because it's got a long shelf life. It's a good protein snack, and it's something that you don't need to cook or anything, right? So you can also portion this one out, and this is $16 for you get 350 grams. Nuts are another good thing to keep on hand. So these are 1.13 kilos of the extra fancy mixed nuts. So you get cashews, almonds, pistachios, macadamia nuts, and Brazil nuts. Costco has lots of different options, but these are good because they're a high protein snack. They've got fat in them, lots of nutrients and everything that are good. Unless you have allergies, then you would look at maybe dried fruits, maybe the jerky as well, things like that. Those would be good things to have for snacks that would last a while. A first aid kit is always a must. So we have the St. John's ambulance ones here, and these are $50. And so it comes in a carrying bag, and these are all the things that comes with. So it comes pretty, it's got your scissors, your bandages, different gloves, everything you kind of need. And then it's always good to have extra things on hand, but if you don't have anything else, this would be important to keep in your kit, especially, or even in your car. That's another option too. Also, medicines like ibuprofen or Nurofen here, Panadol, which is acetaminophen, those are really important to have on hand for yourself, and if you have children, to also have the children's options. Just because if you're going to need them, right, these things will go pretty quickly, like we all learned last year. A lot of this stuff sold out. And then extra bandages, is if something happens, you want to make sure that you're prepared. So a thermometer is a must as well. So these are the kids ones that have forehead sensors from Braun. They do work for adults as well. And then these ones are $90 at our Costco. And then there's also the MedSense one. So this one is $50, and it's an infrared forehead thermometer. So these would be good to keep on hand, or any kind of thermometer really. And then hand sanitizer. So we have a few different bottles here. I would put at least 2 of them in your kit, and then have extra ones around your house that you don't utilize. So these are 500 ml ones, and always make sure that their first ingredient is alcohol, because there's ones that have this like special kind of natural ingredient, and they're not effective as the alcohol-based ones are. So hygiene products for both your children and yourselves, and also just having a box of wipes, because they're good if you don't have running water, right? You're not using your actual. And for women, teens, and then we'll get into the babies. So things to have on hand are like sanitary supplies. So sanitary napkins, so like liners or pads. So right here you get liners. These aren't really effective for periods, but these are, you get 4 42 packs for $12.50. Then you've got, you get 160 pack of regular tampons. These are $27. And then here's like a regular sanitary pad. So you've got your Regular ones, you get 112 of them for $27, or you can get a 96 count of the super ones for $27 as well. So also wipes are really important. So there's water wipes. I mean, these ones are nice to have, but they're quite expensive here in Australia. So these are 12 60 packs for $59. And then you can get things like the Huggies fragrance-free wipes, and we use these for everything. I mean, you can like wipe down a tray with these, you can wipe your hands with them. They work in a pinch. If you're out somewhere and your kids have to have a bush wee, which we did the other day, had these on hand, you can wipe them afterwards. So you get 8 80 packs for $22. And then also having extra things like diapers on hand. So there's the Huggies, like these are size 3, these are the ones we use right now. You get 184 of them. They're from 6 to 11 kilos, and these are 150. So having extra nappies on hand is really important if you've got a little one, because you wouldn't want to be caught without them. And even if you have like cloth napkins or cloth diapers and you're not able to, like you don't have running water, you'd want to have some diapers stocked, like disposable ones, to cover those times when you wouldn't be able to wash because you'd have like a water shortage or whichever. Canned goods are another thing that you can stock up at Costco. So these are the I think they're called the number 10 cans. They're 2.5 net kilos of Sol Natura diced tomatoes. So you get 3 of them in a pack, and these are $11.50. So this actually is the cheapest amount. So I mean, if you have containers at home and you don't think you're going to use one, you can always, like, not going to use them all at once, but you're going to use them within, I think, a few days, then you could always throw these in a container. But if not, you might want to opt for the smaller cans. So you can get a 12 pack of the 400 gram cans. These are organic diced tomatoes, and these are $13. So they're a little bit more expensive, but these are good to have on hand. And then also another canned product that you should keep on hand are things like corned beef or Spam, or the canned chicken. So like you get 4 cans of the corned beef. These are 340 grams each for $15.50. You get 3 cans of the 340 gram tins of Spam for $9.90, or you get 6 cans of the Kirkland Signature chicken breast. These are $16.99. So these are important things to keep on hand. Also, tuna and salmon are good to have on hand. They have a long shelf life. So you get, it's the Kirkland Signature, you get 8 tins of the 190 gram white albacore tuna. This is $24. Then they also have the 6 tins of 170 gram salmon. This is Kirkland Signature as well, boneless, skinless. These are $25. I would go for the bigger cans over the little ones. And then other things are like instant mashed potatoes. So you're looking for things that are like high calorie, stuff that's going to make you feel fuller with less than having to make big batches and use minimal amounts of ingredients, right? So this one is hot and cold preparations. You get 2 kilos of the instant mashed potatoes for $33. And then other things like canned beans. This is the only real canned beans we have here at our Costco, which are the Stag Chili. And these are hot ones, so you would hopefully try to find one that would please everyone that you're going to be feeding in your house. And these are 425 gram cans for $10.99. So this is something that you could eat without actually heating up. So that's another thing, right? If your power goes out, you want to be able to eat what you have in your pantry without having to worry about cooking if you don't have a barbecue or a gas stove. And then something extra, because I kind of looked at everything in the Costco that didn't require heating to use. So the other things that you can have, like to eat or whatever, this requires like the least amount of water because you're not boiling a whole bunch, is the faux bowls, or like the noodle bowls. So if you have like a propane heater, or if you still have electricity but you don't have running water or whatever, or clean water, you don't need to use a lot to make one of these bowls. So these are the Mama Faux Bow beef bowl noodles. You get 6 65 gram bowls for $11.90, or there's like this is a 16 gram bowl pack here. I don't even know how to say that. You get 16 packs for $22, or there's the udon premium noodle soup. This one is a 6-pack of the 276 gram bowls for $17. And then there's all kinds of other ones, like there's more spicy ramen. I mean, you don't want to get spicy because you're going to be drinking more. But there's like the 2-minute noodles from Maggi here. These ones are 18 packs of the 72 gram things with they're just like the packs that you open for the noodles. And these are $7. That's a really good deal. These ones here are a bit spicier. This is a 30 pack for $11. And then there's the same flavoring as the last one's the Mi Goran, I think is how you say it. I'm probably saying that wrong. These are a 12 pack of the 129 for $9. If you do have the ability to cook even with no power, so you have a large, like we have large propane tanks, our gas tanks attached to our house, so we can cook even when our power goes out. It would be good to keep rice, like a large pack of rice on hand. So this is 5 kilos of basmati rice. It's Kirkland Signature, and this is $17. With the mouse plague here in Australia, things like sugar and flour could potentially become harder to find here, just because everything's being contaminated by the like massive amounts of mice that are attacking farms. So having things like sugar here, so you can get 3 kilos of the Sunshine sugar. It's white sugar for $2.60, or there's raw sugar here, same amount for $3. And then also having things like baker's flour or plain flour, which is also all-purpose flour, and I think baker's flour is bread flour. So having these things on hand. So these are a 2.5 or 12.5 kilo bag for $10.60. And the plain flour, which is the all-purpose flour, this is a 12.5 kilo bag for $9.70. They also have smaller bags of the plain flour. These are 5 kilo bags for $4.30, and they have self-rising flour, which already has like your baking powder and soda in it. So this is 5 kilos for $4.30 as well. And having chicken stock or beef stock on hand. So our Costco only has the cartons of chicken stock. So this is Campbell's Real Chicken Stock. You get 4 1-liter cartons of it for $7.90. So this is also another thing, right? Because you can just drink that for like kind of like electrolytes, right? If you're lower, things like that, or you can add it to food for flavoring and such. So that's another thing to keep on hand. Oil is also something important to have in your emergency prepared kit. So this is the 2-pack of the 3-liter Kirkland Signature olive oil. These are $29. So definitely this is probably the best deal for olive oil here if you're not worried about extra virgin olive oil, and it has a long shelf life. Like you could even keep these aside and just even keep one, because that's 3 liters, and you can use that for cooking. You can make salad dressings and things, so that's important. Even baking, you can use oil. I mean, you wouldn't want to do olive oil, but you could go down here and get like an avocado oil. This is 1 liter for 16. Oops. And then there's also there's vegetable oil you can get. This is a 4-liter jug for $8. And there's canola oil, which is a 4-liter jug for $8 as well. So these are important to kind of keep in your emergency kit, because you can use these to, if you have like baking mixes, you can use them in that. You can use them to cook with, bake with and such. So these are an important thing because you need that fats, right? And it's something that's not going to spoil and doesn't require heat to use it, right? Because you can put it in a salad dressing or whichever. So canned fruit or tinned fruit is also another thing to keep on hand. So these are 6 tins of the 567 gram pineapple slices, and these are in juice. These are $10.80, and they also have the pineapple spears in coconut water here at our Costco. You got 19 kilos, and this is $7.29. And they do have mangoes as well. So I mean, any kind of tinned fruit your family enjoys, that's something to keep on hand. And these ones are 1.19 kilos for $7.40. Also a milk source, so this is organic coconut milk. So if you're dairy free, there's coconut milk, obviously there's almond milk, I think cashew milk, those different things would be good to have on hand. So these are the honest to goodness organic coconut cream. These are 6 400 ml cans for $13. Then if you've got children, I mean, having chocolate milk on hand, right? Things that are going to appeal to them kind of leads to less stress in your family. So these are 24 200 ml little cartons with straws, and these are $18.70, and they have them in chocolate or strawberry for the same price. Then you've got your soy milk that you can have on hand. These are 6 1-liter containers for $22. And there's the Barista organic almond milk. These are 8 1-liter containers, and these are $28. And there's also the Kirkland Signature non-dairy. So these are the almond ones. You get 12 946 mils for $19.50. And then for people who do drink dairy, right, you can get the smaller containers with the straws of the Vital Plus Kids. These are milk. They're vanilla flavored. These are 24 of them for $5.47. There's also just the full cream ones. These are small ones that just have, I think, a flip top on the top. Yeah, and they are like, they don't have to be refrigerated until they're opened. And these are 24 200 ml ones for $13. And then there's also Devondale Long Life full cream milk. So they have extra light and full cream, and they're both 10 1-liter containers. We get this. These are great once they do require refrigeration if you're not going to use it all right away. And they are $12.50. And this is the full cream, and then there's the extra light. With powdered milk, the more fat that's in the powdered milk, the shorter the shelf life. I mean, they still last. So this is another option, because once you open it, you don't have to refrigerate it. So this is a whole milk powder, 1 kilo for $13.70. And there's a skim milk powder. This one's 1 kilo for $9.70. And then they've got the Devondale full cream one for $9.70 as well, 1 kilo. Also, peanut butters or other nut butters are good to keep on hand. So this is the extra crunchy Skippy, and this is 1.81 kilos. It's a chunky peanut butter for $9. And then they've got things like the mixed nuts. These are Kirkland Signature ones. They have mixed nuts this is 27 ounces. This is 13. And then for $10, they've got 765 grams of the almond butter for 10. And then having things like jam as well. So this is a raspberry preserve. It's $6.97. And also here in Australia, I mean, Vegemite would be a good thing, especially because you can make stock out of this. So this is a 950 gram bucket, and it's got B vitamins and everything, so it's really nutritious. And this is good on toast. You can put it in sandwiches. You can add it to sauces, different things. And this is $11.79. And then honey. So a sweetener. This one's never going to go bad. It's easy to store. Even if it crystallizes, it's still fine. So this is probably the best deal here at Costco, and this is the Win Pure Honey, and this is 3 kilos for $27.50. Also, for yourself or your children, cereals are good to keep on hand, especially if you buy the like Long Life milk. So this is Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, and this is 1.26 kilos for $10. They've got the Golden Gate Time flavor. These are 330 gram boxes for $11.70. Or they've got variety packs. So I mean, you have lots of options for cereals for your kids, as well as granola. So I'll just tell you this one. This one is 25 satchels, so you get 675 grams in total for $15. And you've got Rice Bubbles or Rice Krispies, Fruit Loops, Cocoa Puffs, Nutri-Grain, and Corn Flakes. So you get 5 of each. Or if we go down here, there's things like the Kez Kitchen gluten-free cereal. So this one is, it's got roasted almond, chia, and honey crunch cereal in it. So you can see here, these are good just to snack, or if you add them with your Long Life milk. This is 1 kilo for $18. I mean, there's lots of options here. Then there's, I'll just show you this one. This one is the macadamia and raspberry. So this is a muesli. It's got raspberry and a hint of vanilla, as well as oats, and it's $9.97 for the 1.4 kilo, 4 kilos. Things like tortillas, so here like the tortillas or wraps are gonna last longer, like have a longer shelf life than, like these ones are good till August 4th, right? Where if you get a loaf of bread, that's gonna mold a lot faster. So if you're wanting things to make like sandwiches or for like bread in the morning, like instead of toast, an alternative if you don't have power or such, you can keep these on hand. And like the tortillas are good until December 27th, so they have an even longer shelf life. So these are kind of something that I would throw in addition to like snacks and such. Juice is also something that's good to have on hand, because you want to have a variety of drinks, anything that's going to give you any kind of nutrient. So these are the Juicy Isle Organic Apple Mango Juice. These are 2 liters for $5. And then they also have things like there's probiotic drinks you can keep on hand, or kombucha. I mean, these ones obviously are going to be more expensive because this is like 1.5 liters for $18. But then you can get stuff like the little juice boxes. So these are the Golden Circle ones. You get 24 of the small juice boxes. And these are Tropical Punch, and they're $11.50. Or there's the Kirkland Organic juice boxes. You get 40 of the 250 mils. You get apple juice and fruit punch, and this is 25. Or things like if you like extra things to kind of drink, so you can get iced tea crystals that you can add to your water just to spruce it up, especially if you're stuck at home like some people were that were kind of trapped in areas with the floods and stuff, they couldn't get out. So having these things in a tin is good to have on hand. So this is 3 kilos of the Kirkland Signature iced tea for $11.80. Having like the nice to haves, right, like a canned pop. So there's the Coca-Cola. These are 36 375 ml boxes of 375 ml cans in a box for $29.40. There's like the no sugar for the same price, and then there's also things like Sprite. So I mean, these aren't essentials, but I mean, it's for your mental health, right? That's what it said on all of the emergency prepared lists. So like this, if you bought a carton or a box of these to keep aside, just because then it's something nice if you're stuck somewhere and it's already a stressful situation, at least you have something to kind of not cheer you up, but to give you a little bit of happiness in some way. So these are 24 cans of the 375 ml. These are $17.80 here. The Sprite as well as the Fanta, I think, is the same price. And then of course you want water, right? So these are 1.5 liter bottles. You get 12 of them for $7.50. Our Costco unfortunately doesn't have the big jugs, but I know you can get them at other stores. But I mean, if you're planning on trying to stock up on everything at Costco, this is probably your best deal, is the Kirkland Signature ones with the big, you get the fairly large bottles, and then you can just kind of keep these. We actually have these at home. We bought way before, like when we first moved into our house. I mean, we replenish them as we go, but we always have some of these on hand just in case, because we're far enough out that it would be difficult to get to a store if we didn't have running water and things were kind of blocked because of flooding or such. And then also having some kind of a cleaner on hand. So like wipes are a really good option. So there's like the Pino disinfecting wipes. These are $6.90 packs for $23. These are actually really good. We have these at home and they get everything off. So they're good for everyday cleaning anyways. Or you've got your Clorox disinfecting wipes packs. These are 5 containers of the 85 circuit ones in the I think it's 2 different scents. Yeah, it's fresh scent and then crisp lemon, and these are $27. Bleach is also an option for cleaning, right? Because this kills everything. So this is something that you could have because it would be cheaper to buy. This is 5 liters for $9.30 to have something for a cleaning solution on hand. But you want to make sure that you have gloves because you don't want to put this on your skin. So having some kind of liquid laundry detergent on hand is a lot better than having like the little capsules or powder, because this you could actually wash clothing in your bathtub with if you don't have power. So you could, you know, if it's in the winter and you're in like Canada or the US, you can melt snow or whichever. I mean, we did that one time during the ice storm. So these are kind of the things, this would make it easier to actually wash clothing if you were stuck somewhere for a while. And this is 4.43 liters or 1.17 gallons for $37 right now. And dishwashing liquid for like washing dishes if you don't have like disposable plates and stuff. So this is 2.66 liters for $11. And this is just like a dishwashing soap. So you could use that. Also for hand washing as well if you run out of hand soap, so it has more than one purpose. So also having things like cups, like plastic cups and dishes on hand are really important as well, because if you lose power, like if we were to have another large like bushfire here or floods like we had in 2011, I mean, you're not going to have running water potentially. Most likely you're not going to. So if you get stuck at home, then these are important things to have on hand, because you're not going to want to be using your actual drinking water to be washing dishes. So these are the Kirkland Signature 240, like the big red solo cups. They hold 523 mils, so that's essentially like 2 cups 2 measuring cups of water. So this is $15 for these ones. Or they've got the Solo plastic cups. These are actually by Solo. You get 200 of these ones here, and they hold 300. They're smaller, so these hold 354 mils, and these ones are 24. Then you're looking at things like the Kirkland Signature clear cutlery. So this is 360 count package. So you get 180 forks, 120 spoons, and 60 knives. So these are $20 for this pack. And then you want to look at stuff like, I don't think I would buy serviettes because I don't think it would be as as a good deal as if you were to buy a big, large package of paper towel, which is then more multi-use than the thin little serviettes. So I would pass on them. And also plastic dishes. So usually Costco has these giant bags of plastic dishes, but for some reason, or like the paper ones, but for some reason they don't have them right now. But these are the Cafe Express plastic plates. You get 100 of them for $14. And these are the dinner plates. And then you can also get bowls. You get 100 of them for $10. So those would be things to keep on hand, and especially if you can find the big Costco packs of them, they're much better deal. I think you get like 200 or 300 plates because they're thinner than these ones. And garbage bags. So the Kirkland Signature kitchen bags, we've been using these for years, and they're actually fairly large. You can see here they have one out. They don't tend to rip, so these are good because you can throw wet clothes if you've got to get rid of stuff because there's been a flood in certain areas, clean up. So I mean, they have so many different uses. You can use them to make sandbags, whichever. So these are 200 count of the 49-liter bags for $29. Also having things like disposable Ziploc bags, or the Hercules brand ones that we have here. So they can be used to store things, right? Like if you want to separate up some of your snacks or whichever, and then you're not having to wash containers. So anything to kind of stop you from having to use your drinking water or to stock any kind of extra water for cleaning is really important. So you get 55 large storage bags, you get 50 of the medium, 125 of the sandwich, and 120 of the snacks. And these are all the Ziploc. These are $19.50 for the whole pack of 350 in total. And lastly, the Glad foil wrap, or like tin foil of any type, would be really important to have. So you get, it's 30 centimeters wide by 150 meters. This is $19. So you can use this to line any trays. You can wrap food to throw it in a barbecue, things like that. So you have less cleanup because you can just throw it out. Paper towel is really important too, right? Because if you, it's disposable, you can kind of throw it out. You don't want to have to worry about washing rags and such. So this is Kirkland Signature paper towel. It's 12 140 sheet rolls, and this is $33 here. Kleenex as well is something good to have on hand. So there's the aloe vera ones or just the everyday ones, and these are 8 200 tissue packs. So the everyday for $15.50, and then the aloe vera ones are 840 sheet packs for $20. Also toilet tissue, is kind of important to have on hand, especially if you don't have running water. You have to have some way, or the flushable wipes. Those are another option, or using baby wipes as well, because you can kind of just toss those. So this is 48 rolls of the 270 sheets for $25, and this is the Kirkland Signature one. There's 4 12 packs in there, so you don't have a bunch of open cases. So you could always take one of the 12 packs out and put that in your where your supplies are. And batteries. So this is probably the only real big non-food item, other than wipes and stuff, that you'd want to keep on hand. So we have the Duracell AAAs. These are 30 pack for $16. You can get a 36 pack of the AA for $19. And then they've got things like, if you've got big flashlights, right, you might want the C's. So these are 14 packs for $23.50. There's also 9 volts here. These are 8 packs for $19. And then the other option is the Kirkland Signature one. So you get a 48 pack of the AAAs, and these are $20, and a 48 pack of the AAs for $20 as well. Protein powder is also really great to have on hand. I know this isn't often put as something you would have for emergency preparedness, but it does have a fairly long shelf life, and you get 2.88 kilos of this. I think it's, what is it? Does it say? Chocolate, yeah, this is a chocolate protein powder for $100. It's got 24 grams of protein in each scoop, 1 gram of fat, and 123 calories. So you can add this to water, to the lifelong milk, and you would have, it's essentially, you could use it as a meal replacement if you were ever stranded somewhere. You can also add it to cereal or whichever, just to give some extra nutrition. So these would be good to keep on hand, or even just like a Ziploc bag of this if you have some at home, just to put aside, so then you have that extra food that's good for you on hand, that's easy to prepare. Also soap. So you get 16 bars of Dove at our Costco for $15.70, and these honestly last so much longer than liquid soaps, and they don't dry out your hands, I find, as much. Like my hands get really, really dry, especially in the winter here, and now that we've switched to using the Dove soaps, I find that my hands aren't as dry unless I wash my hands too many times with dish soap in the kitchen. But these, like, we're still going through a pack, and we bought it like mid-year last year. So, and this is, there's 4 of us in our household that were washing our hands, and we, you know, the kids play with it and whichever. So it's lasted a really long time, where whenever we had liquid soap, I was buying it constantly. So this is something else. You could throw a few bars, and then even if you're just like melting snow, or you're using like rainwater or whatever to wash your hands, you've got, this is easier and it'll last longer to use.